this communication is addressed to you. The real dispute between the BDP leadership and myself is our competing versions of the nature of this country. I say it's a republic. I say it's a democracy. I say my statements in Parliament are protected by the Constitution. I say neither a social media troll nor a fellow member of Parliament ought to have the power to muzzle any member of Parliament. I was elected a member of Parliament by the Botswana National Assembly following the 2019 general elections, and soon thereafter I was appointed Minister of Foreign Affairs, MINFA for short. In August 2020, I stepped down from my position as MINFA for reasons I have not publicly shared, but some of which are in the public domain. In November 2022, I made a statement in public titled, "Is It Right?" which statement addressed what I considered and still consider the government's refusal and/or reluctance and/or failure to bring the Directorate of Intelligence Services, DIS, to operate within its legally provided mandate. The judiciary has since weighed in on this issue and has confirmed aspects of my claim and those of others who have sought relief from the courts. I must admit that the crazy frenzy of the dramatic arrests of 2021 and 2022 has abated some. We can only hope that this calm will prevail. The response to my November 2022 address was a series of sustained and unrelenting, brutish, cruel, and abusive media attacks on my person and members of my family by a Facebook troll calling himself Francis Museveni. These attacks would then be amplified by Francis Museveni's other pseudo-accounts, a whole community of cowards dedicated to silencing lawful public discourse. Why? I refuse to be cowed or silenced by pseudo-accounts. The High Court is currently seized with a case in which the identity of the troll is an issue. The complaint against me by Honorable Kable is just another of BDP's methods of muzzling the public, with me as used as an example. It's a case of silence one, silence all. It has been widely reported in newspapers and on social media platforms that I'm due to appear before the Botswana Democratic Party Disciplinary Committee, that's the BDP DC, on the 24th of May 2023. That is true. I've been charged with bringing the party into disrepute, it being alleged that 1, I defied the party caucus decision, 2, I disagreed with His Excellency the President. The details of the charges and my response thereto are now matters of public record. The complainant is Honorable Chief Whip Kable. I've carefully considered the utility or otherwise of appearing before the BDP-DC, and I've come to the conclusion that such an appearance, regardless of the outcome, would not lead to a settlement of the real dispute between the BDP leadership and myself. The relationship between the BDP leadership and myself has broken down irretrievably. Therefore, this marks the end of my membership of the BDP. President Masisi's devotion to the field has undermined his government's ability to effectively manage the social, economic, and political uncertainties of the last few years. There's a trust deficit born from a growing culture of lying, of fabricating, of forging, and in general taking the view that the end justifies the means. The butterfly case is a case in point of the blight on our democracy and the stain on our justice system. I say, ladies and gentlemen, whisper no more. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens and residents, why are we ranked amongst the unhappiest nations in the world? Why? How can we be happy when we cannot speak freely on our phones or meet freely with friends. One diplomat, upon leaving this country for another posting, said to me, and I quote, "I will miss this country, but I certainly will not miss the unlawful surveillance," end quote. Well, we are not going anywhere, you and I, but we would certainly like this illegal surveillance to stop. The Constitution guarantees us the right to privacy. If you agree with me, whisper no more. We whisper in corners about how the feud between His Excellency the President Masisi and former President Kama is tearing this country apart, and how it is costing us in terms of money, in terms of time, in terms of focus, and how individuals have been victimized and have lost their jobs and careers. I say, whisper no more. President Masisi's devotion to the feud has undermined his government's ability to effectively manage the social, economic, and political uncertainties of the last few years. For those concerned with the weaponization of state-owned enterprise against all of us, my answer is that the only counter weapon we have against this antic is the law. Section 3 of the Constitution grants each one of us equal protection of the law, which has been interpreted to mean to include equality before the law. Selective targeting, hiding behind claims of legal audits, have to be met with court action, joining as parties those who seem to be favored and are never audited. Administrative decisions must be undertaken in compliance with various administrative law rules, one of which is good faith. I say, audit all or audit none. Audit all or audit none should be our motto. For those concerned about my physical safety, I remind you of the folk story of the beggar sang even after he was killed and ground into powder, telling on the cattle herders who killed a cow. In other words, no weapon formed against what is just and right shall prosper. Those who know the song goes Paransidi, Paransidi. Baholo baile, baholo baile, baholo baile, baholo baile, rile baile, kudisa tente, basena gana man tente. Inalela, la hasuna baile wala baisi. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens and residents, let us join hands and stand up for ourselves without fear or favor. Let us make the decision and do the work to put Botswana first. I've exhausted all avenues to protect our constitution as a member of the BDP. Keen to rouse a world that seemed to be too slow to appreciate the need for urgent action, and in response to the HIV/AIDS pandemic, President Magai said, and I quote, very important words, "One more day of delayed action is a day too late for our people." He said, "One more day of delayed action is a day too late for our people." The same can be said about where we are today. One more day of inaction from you who's listening, from you who's watching, is a day too late. I believe we can. I believe we will. Break up corner, we go corner. We can take back this republic. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.